to simplify it and to put it into a couple of basic steps, you basically have that quoting, pricing, booking part of the process leads to material and equipment being delivered on site, and operators getting trained, and operators using the equipment to the rental company, delivering services, both proactive and reactive for maintenance or failures or equipment that needs attention, to the point of where the equipment gets off hire, gets returned to the rental depot, any type of repairs that needs to be carried out, and ultimately you have the invoicing, and it sort of finishes the flow. Very generic and high level, but that's how most rental organizations are sort of operating the rental process. So up till now, most of telematics has really been around focused on the services people, finding the unit, helping if it gets stolen or if it gets moved out of a geofence, sort of really tracking and trace type services. But that's changing, and that's what I think is really exciting about this, looking at the customer journey. So fundamentally, I think telematics can provide new insights during that operations period. So from the time where the equipment is being delivered, where it works together with the rental company's back-end system on who the rental customer is and what machine types it is and make and model and all that sort of comes into what is also being expressed as the service management process, everything that happens in the field. And here, telematics, when done right, when integrated right, when connecting to the machine data, can provide new insights that can make the rental experience for the customers, for the end customers, much more efficient, and potentially also reduce downtime, and just make sure that that entire process is dealt with much more efficient and effective. So let's refer to this phase as operation, and here is a lot of really interesting things. So the way I would say small to medium-sized rental companies deal with this is still with really hardworking people working off checklists and manual process. But we certainly also started seeing software tools delivering what is called, I think the industry talks about service management tools, either delivered on desktops or on PDAs. There's a lot of software in here that can do that, and we have recently been asked over and over again to help with this part of the rental process. It's an interesting convergence of system where service management is all about workflows, that you have the right instructions to the operators and to the service people and to the engineers that services the systems in the field, and telematics, thinking about those two things converging and being built together, can really do three fundamental new things that I think we as an industry have to start nurturing and get aligned about, so it's not two independent systems, but it can really become one. And some of the high-level benefits that we hear from rental customers is that if you can really diagnose a problem remote, really understand what is wrong with this machine prior to going on site, from extracting machine data, that is really powerful. You can save staff, you can save a trip until the site with not having the right tools, having the right spare parts. That's a huge advantage for a lot of services organizations in those rentals. So the engineer come well educated, well grounded on the issue on forehand before he leaves the service depot. So that's one. The other thing is tracking of the unique sort of machine operations that happened potentially before an incident. Think about it more of a black box, that we track every little incident. What did the man do and what did the machine do? And it becomes sort of the log of the machine, which is very helpful when you are dealing with incident handling and look into root causes of sort of safety and health type related issues and so forth. Those two areas are quite both sophisticated, but really not that far away. The third point I want to mention is what everyone is sort of talking about when it comes to maintenance and doing predictive maintenance. So that is also coming out of machine data. If we can take that and put that into the workflows and the way we work and who gets that data, make that data transparent, again, we can avoid downtime, we can proactively notify operators and end customers on when service needs to happen. And overall, the entire sort of community between end customer, rental company, and the operator will benefit from this. The key area here is how do you get started? And I think here you almost have to carefully map the workflows and the people in the organization who is doing what, get that documented, get that outlined, and then realize one important thing, that all of the prerequisite for making this leap of creating this converged system is that you connect the machine. If you don't connect the machine, none of this can occur. And it's a little bit counterintuitive because the connection of the machine is actually, from a tracking and finding perspective, further down the list of benefits, but it's the prerequisite to do the other things. So that's what we are, I think, as an industry should try to look at, that telematics really becomes the enabler for a data-driven service management process.